Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for finding time to join. My name is Linda. I'm going to be your trainer for this particular session. Again, thank you so much for finding time to join. Let me know where you're joining from. So, in the meeting, I have our moderator, Benson. He's going to be He's going to be taking up any question or any comments that you have. So please feel free to put in on the chat where you're joining us from and how you're feeling. How is your Tuesday afternoon? Yeah. All right. So let me see. It's currently five of us in the call. So I think I'm just going to take a minute. Yeah, a minute or so as we wait for other people to join. So as we do that, I want to hear from you. Where are you joining from? So the five of us in the call, where are we joining from? How is our Tuesday? What are our expectations for this particular session? Yeah. All right. Let me see if we have anyone on the chat. So feel free to put your comment on the chat, and then I'm able to read it out. All right. So I'm waiting to hear from you guys. Let me know who is in the call. Where are you coming from? Where are you tuning in from? Right, you can see our topic for the day is implementing Google Workspace for our businesses. So it's going to be an interesting topic. I know it's something that we haven't covered in a while. So you're in for good rides because you'll be learning. Yeah. So again, thank you for finding time to join. I know we have busy schedules, so even finding time to leave all that and join the call, we appreciate it. All right, I see we have Marion Kihara from Makadara Jogo Road. It's a sunny Tuesday. Yes, it's very sunny as well. Uh, who else is there? Thank you for finding time to join, Marion, and I hope this session is going to be impactful for you. All right, so as we wait for the rest to give in their comments, I think I'm just going to start off the session. So I did say probably in our WhatsApp groups or even over the phone to those that I called, we are going to be tackling Google Workspace. Yeah. So, what is Google Workspace? Do you know what is Google Workspace? Because I know it's a product by Google, so most of us may be knowing about it. But for those who don't, you're going to learn more about it in this particular session. All right. So, our agenda for the day will be now to discover Google Workspace for those of us who don't know about it. We are going to look at how we can use it to boost communication across our business. And lastly, how to leverage all the tools that it provides to increase collaboration. All right. So before we even get into that, allow me to take this opportunity to plug you on this bootcamp program that is available by from Google. Yeah, so it's a 1 week training that is going to be covering various of topics, starting from digital marketing, financing, investing, getting investors, even coming up with a pitch deck. Yeah, so it's really intense. It's a 1 week training, like I said, from Monday to Friday. So you can imagine what you can do with that kind of time. All right. So again, my moderator is going to be sharing the link for you to sign up. So it's free. So you just have to sign up, and then you'll be given a call once your business is selected. At the end of the training, you'll be getting certificates. Yeah, you'll be getting certificates, and you'll be getting the knowledge that you'll have learned. All right. I see we have a few more people joining us on the call. I see we have Omina, we have TMX Duka, that is Anthony. We have Elizabeth joining from Lavington. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. All right. So let me just continue to the next slide. So I want to ask you this question. Yeah. What tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate with your business? Yeah. So at the moment, what do you use? So do you have any collaborative tools, or do you just work with maybe offline working, if I can call it that? Yeah, so for example, you may be using tools like Slack. Yeah, so Slack again is a collaborative tool where you can find your whole team working there in terms of communicating, in terms of chatting, in terms of sending any urgent messages. Yeah, so I want to hear from you. What are you using? Maybe do you use emails? Do you use I don't know, WhatsApp? What do you use to communicate and collaborate across your team? All right. So in this particular case, we are going to be talking about Google Workspace and how we can use it to collaborate within our business. Yeah. So what is Google Workspace? So do you use Google Workspace? And if so, how? Again, I'm pointing this question to you guys. Please let us know or let me know in the chat if you know of Google Workspace and if you use it or how you use it. Yeah. So what is Google Workspace? So initially it used to be called G Suite, but they have since rebranded to Google Workspace. Yeah. So it is an example of a digital workspace. So basically working digitally, but as a team. Yeah. So Google Workspace is a collection of cloud computing, productivity, and collaboration tools, software, and products developed and marketed by Google. Again, like I mentioned, it's by Google. Yeah. So with Workspace, you're able to work collaboratively online. Yeah. So in this case, it's online as compared maybe to the other traditional methods where maybe we do it offline. We work on an Excel sheet offline. We work on a Word document offline. We create a presentation offline on PowerPoint. Yeah. But with Google Workspace, you're able to do all this online. Yeah. So it enables users to create documents. Like I said, you have Google Docs. It enables users to create spreadsheets, which is like a version of Excel, that is Microsoft Excel. It allows users to create slides. Again, slides is a version of PowerPoint. Yeah, Microsoft PowerPoint again. All right. So this is how you can use it for your business. Okay. So you can either choose to create documents with it, maybe to organize your products. For example, you want to put them in an Excel, but in this case, instead of doing it offline, where maybe you risk losing the data, you're able to do it online. Yeah. Again, with Google Workspace, you can store data, you can store files, and you can store information, and all this is safely and secure. Yeah. So the difference between maybe Microsoft Office and Google Workspace, for example, is because with Google Workspace, in this particular case, it's online. Yeah. So you're able to store your data, your files, and your information safely and securely on cloud. So what does that mean? It also means that because it's on cloud, it's easy and it's possible for other users to access that data. Yeah. So for example, in a company setup where you have lots and lots of files, so instead of sharing them, for example, locally, for example, oh, give me your flash disk, I transfer this file, you just put them on cloud on a Google Drive, and then you give people access. Yeah. So let's look at some of the tools that come as part of Google Workspace. All right. I think let me just take a minute again to come back to the chat and see who has joined us. I see we have Dixon Omolo. Yeah, thank you all the way from Kisumu. Thank you for joining, Dixon. I see we have Walter from Bergman Tencent Leather. Thank you for joining, Walter. All right. So let's look at some of the tools that come with Google Workspace. Yeah. So most of these, I'm sure we have interacted with them and we know how they work. Yeah. So we have Gmail. All right. So Gmail, again, it's an emailing platform. I think that is quite clear. The only thing is that some of us might not know that with Gmail, there are so much functionalities that you can get, not just your usual sending emails. Yeah. You are able to, for example, to synchronize your contacts there. You're able to synchronize your tasks, your to-do list on Gmail, and then you're able to synchronize all that, for example, through your calendar, which is the next tool, Google Calendar. So with Google Calendar, again, you're able to schedule meetings. That it could be recurrent meetings. So, for example, instead of you keep sharing a meeting invite with your team, for example, you just schedule, so it's recurrent. Yeah. For example, you say every Wednesday we'll be having a strategy meeting. Yeah. So you populate that on Google Calendar, and every Wednesday you're given a notification. It even reminds you, for example, 10 minutes or 30 minutes to the meeting. Yeah, so you're able to create this kind of collaborative space with your team. All right, and then the other one we have is Google Drive. All right, so Google Drive, again, we said, is where you store your files, your images, your information, your data. So you basically just upload your files there, and they are safely and securely stored. Yeah, like I mentioned, you're able to give someone access. So for example, you want to say, I have this particular presentation that I want to share with the client. Yeah, so you can choose to share a link, and then they're able to view that presentation. Yeah, and then you're able to, for example, give the rights that you want. So you can either give editing or viewing only. So for example, if you're working together with your team, both of you can work on a presentation at once. Yeah, and then there are those people that you only want them to see. So for those particular people, you just give them view only. All right, and then we have Google Meet. Again, I think we have interacted with this. So Google Meet is basically a tool that allows you to conduct conference meetings. Yeah, so you're able to record, for example, you're able to record a meeting and maybe share later. Yeah, and then we have Google spreadsheet. So I did mention about this. So it's similar to how Excel works. So it's basically for you doing your data collection, your data analysis, all that. And then we have Google Slides. So Google Slides is where you use to create your presentations. Again, it's more user-friendly than PowerPoint. Yeah, and again, it's online. So you're sure that your file is secure. We have Google Docs. So Google Docs is a version of Microsoft Word. Yeah, so you type, you prepare maybe a letter, that kind of thing. And then we have Google Keep. So Google Keep, they're like sticky notes, only that now they are on cloud. So for example, if you want to note down something that you're going to be doing later in the day, you can just put it on Google Keep. And the good thing with it is that they're always available because they are on cloud. So even if you want to maybe refer back, you just go to Google Keep, and you'll find all the notes that you have ever put up. Yeah. So again, it's a good way because you always access them through whatever device, whether it's from your phone, whether it's from your laptop, as long as you're connected to that account. Yeah. And then we have Google Sites. So this one you can use to create like a business site. We have Google Forms, again, to create forms, to collect feedback, and maybe to do a survey. Yeah. And then we have Google Chat, and we have Jamboard. So Google Chat, again, is like Slack, where people can chat, can message each other, can tag each other on items, especially if you are in an office. Yeah. And then we have Jamboard. So Jamboard is used for example, giving feedback. So for example, if you're in a conference meeting and you want people maybe to participate in a survey or something, or maybe to just participate in answering some questions. So rather than how I'm telling you guys to put it on chat, I can ask you to put it on Jamboard. Yeah, so you just go there and type your comment. All right, so I see we have a question from Angaza Vijiji. You're saying, what did you say? Staff can be used to work on at the same time. Sorry, I joined late. No worries, you're not too late. So let me see your question. Can work at the same time. Oh, okay. So most of these tools, if not all, multiple people can work on at the same time, especially Google spreadsheets. So the spreadsheets, the Google Docs. Yeah. So what it means is that 2 or 3 of you can be on one document and you're editing. So for example, if it's a presentation that you're trying to make for a client and it requires, for example, 3 people, yeah, all of you can work on the document at the same time. Yeah, so that it's easy, for example, to be discussed. And the good thing with Google Docs, you're even able to put in a comment. So for example, while you're working on it, you can ask a particular person, okay, I think here we can do this. I think here we can do this. So you do that on Google Docs. Yeah, so compare that with, for example, doing it offline. So for example, if you're using Microsoft Word, then it means I'll do it, you'll do it, and then we'll come back, compare what we have, and then put it in one document. Yeah, and then different machines. So it means I might even lose the document. Yeah, but with Google Docs, you're doing it online, so it's safe, it's saved on the cloud, and multiple people can work on it. I hope I have answered your question. So the same case as spreadsheets, so you can all work on one document. All right. And so what are the core functionalities of Google Workspace? Yeah, so I did mention creating documents and presentations, that is for Google Docs and slides. We have another functionality of recording, analyzing, and presenting data. So this one will apply with spreadsheets. So I mentioned it works like Microsoft, like Excel, yeah, Microsoft Excel. So you're able to record, you're able to analyze, and you're able to present data in terms of maybe you wanted to have a chart, you want to have a graph, yeah, so you're able to do all that. Again, the advantage is that it's online and people can access it. And then you're able to brainstorm ideas, manage products, and store files. So I said with all these tools, you're able to collaboratively work together as a team, yeah, and you're able to store your files there. So instead of you getting so many hard disks, so you have a hard disk for this, you have a hard disk for marketing team, you have a hard disk for I don't know what department. So instead of having all these portable and devices that may actually you may lose them, it's better that you do it on cloud, because you're assured that you'll always get your information, so you'll always get your data there. All right, so I see Esther is saying you guys can't see my slides clearly. Let me just try and adjust that. All right, I hope that's better. Just confirm, Esther, if it's better. I hope it's better though. Okay. All right. So I was looking at the functionalities of Workspace. All right. So we said let's move from the traditional way of doing things, that is doing things offline, and then we start panicking on, oh, I don't know where that hard disk is. I don't know where I put the flash disk. Yeah. Can you guys see my screen well? Because I see Angaza Vijiji saying it's not clear. So you might not see the presentation, the moving GIF that is on my right, yeah, because it's a video, but the other text should be clear. So kindly confirm that, because I think I've entered full screen, so I think that should be better. So this right moving GIF, you might not be able to read it. I can't read it as well from here. It's just for display purposes. Yeah. Okay. Better. Okay. All right. You can as well try to increase the quality of your video. So just go to YouTube settings and then maybe choose a better quality video. Yeah. You can move it to 720 or to 1020. Okay. All right. So the other functionality is communicating globally. So with Google Workspace, you're able to work with people no matter where they are. Yeah. So for example, if you're having a meeting, you're able to do it on Google Meet, regardless of where you are. Like a case example of this particular session that we are having. Yeah. So none of you guys are here, but we are able to have this meeting. We are able to even chat directly on the chat. You see, so you're able to communicate globally with people. And if you're a business who have people working from home, you're able to do all that through Google Workspace. All right. So let's look at each one of these functionalities. So for creating documents and presentations, I said here we use Google Documents and Google Slides. Yeah. So you, like I said, as a team, you're able to work on one document, for example, and you don't need any dedicated software. Yeah. So you just go to Google and just go to there's a top part right corner where you have 9 dots. That is where you'll find all the Google tools. Yeah, so So you just go there and you click Google Docs. So you don't need to install any software, unless maybe you're using your phone where you can install the app for Google Docs, because there is an app for that. Yeah. And then several people can work at the same time. Yeah. And then every change that you make on either of these presentations or documents, they are automatically saved on the cloud. So you won't be worried about, oh, I don't think I have saved. Yeah. So immediately you change something, it's automatically saved. Yeah. And then so you're able to even see the edits of other people. So for example, there are times where maybe, for example, you share a file and then someone edits and you're not sure who edited. But with Google Workspace, slides and documents and the spreadsheets, you're able to see the editing history. So you're able to see this person did this person did this. So in case something was altered, you're able to see that. And then again, you're able to collaborate in terms of asking questions and including comments on the document. Yeah. So there is that option of where you add a comment. So for example, if you're working on something and you need someone to come in, you just tell them, you just tag them. So at so and so, please insert clients, I don't know, clients information here. Yeah. As compared to Word where you have to send them, then they send it back. Yeah. So with Workspace, you're working smart. All right. And then again with Google Slides, so create and edit polished presentations in your browser. Again, no software required. Several people can work on it. And then you're able to even get permissions in terms of who is going to view, who is going to edit, or maybe to just add comments. So for example, if you're working on a marketing strategy, you're the marketer, you want to send it to your CEO. So you can give them maybe permission to, you can give them the rights to edit. You can give someone else permission to just add comment. For example, if you need their feedback on something. Yeah, so they just add comment. All right. And then the other functionality is record, analyze, and present data. So with Google Forms, you're able to create surveys and forms for everyone. So if you need anything filled, for example, you want to collect customer feedback, or maybe you want to conduct a survey, you're able to create a form and then you're able to share with them and you get all the responses. And the good thing with this is that you're able to convert these responses from a word from the Google form into a spreadsheet. Yeah. All this is going to be possible if at all, again, you have an account with Google and you have Workspace. Yeah. So you're able to do all this. And then with Google Sheets, like I said, they're very important, especially if you're going to be organizing some sort of data. Yeah. If you're going to be working with figures, you need to have this, because again, it's online. So anything you do or you save is automatically saved in the cloud. Yeah. So you're able again to collaborate with anyone, anytime, and anywhere. All right. And then it's compatible with external systems. So for example, let's say you want maybe to, okay, you want to pull it offline. So for example, you can say, okay, for this particular meeting, I might not have Wi-Fi. You're able to download it. So you download it and it's compatible with any other system. So if you're going to be opening it with Microsoft Office, again, it's compatible with that. All right. The other functionality, oh, actually, we're done with functionality. So what are some of the benefits that we can get from Google Workspace? So I mentioned we are able to have increased collaboration. So I don't know how much I can emphasize on this, but this is one of the selling points of Google Workspace, because the fact that it allows multiple people to work on one document anywhere, anytime, that is, I don't know, mind blowing. Yeah. So someone is able to work on it. They're on vacation, for example, on Mombasa, and you need them to edit something. They're able to do that while they are there without you having for them to wait to work on it offline and then send it to you. Yeah. So they just go to the document, they make changes, and you're able to see, and then you're able to tell them, no, do this, do this, do this. Yeah. And then again, improved communication. So again, you're communicating with people regardless of where they are, whether it's on Google Chat, whether it's on a Google Meet conference, yeah, whether it's on Gmail. Again, you're able to work smart, yeah. And then of course, we can't forget about security of Google Workspace. Yeah. So this is Google. So just like how you say, even with our emails, we have two-factor verification. So again, with this, you're sure that your data is safe, your information is safe. All right. Okay, let me see if we have any question. Uh-huh. So I see we don't have any question. All right. So let's look at another benefit, which is increased collaboration. So we are going to be looking in each one of them into details. Yeah. So Google Workspace stores your information in the cloud, enabling you to share documents and files with ease. Yeah. And then so you simply share a file URL or share documents and files via email. So instead of you uploading the file, for example, as an attachment to your email, you just put the link. So that link, it takes them to your Google Drive where you have that document, and then they're able to read it from there. So even in terms of minimizing usage of space, it's going to help, because otherwise you would have downloaded the form, it's on your phone, and then you send it to someone and then they download. Yeah, but here they're able to view it online. So it means even in terms of um, saving you some storage space, it's going to help in that. All right. Again, like I said, you're able to track changes, comments, and again put in any extra comments that you have across all the projects that you're working with your colleagues. Yeah. And then improve communication. Like I mentioned, you can do this through Gmail, through the Google Meet, through the Google Currents, of which I think has been scrapped off, yeah, which was Google Plus, and then another one is Google Chat. So this is instant messaging, yeah. So you're able to improve communication between your team. And then you're able to work smart. So collect, analyze, and turn data into insights. So this is through the spreadsheet, yeah. So and then you're able to harness your data and knowledge to make better decisions. So for example, if you're trying to maybe collect stock inventory of what you have sold, for example, for the past 3 months. So you're able to put that on a spreadsheet. So for example, you put all the products, you put the unit price per each, you put in the total cost, that is the total revenue generated from you selling. Yeah. And then from that, you're able to bring your data together as compared to putting it on a notebook, for example. So on a notebook, it might be hard maybe to come up with, for example, a formula and make sure that you cover all the data that you have. But with a spreadsheet, you can put in a formula, you're able to sort, you're able to, I don't know, to filter. So there are so many things that you can do. Yeah. And then again, of course, this means that you're going to increase, for example, to streamline your workflow and processes, and you're able to manage your files and your data in one place. All right. And then I mentioned about Google Workspace being secure. Yeah, so your data, your information is saved securely on cloud. Yeah, and then, for example, if you have Workspace and you are the admin, you're able to centralize your administration. So, for example, if you're using it, for example, as your email. As your email solution, yeah. So you as an admin, you're able to add in users, yeah, and then you're able to grant access. You're able, for example, if someone leaves the company, you're able to remove them immediately, yeah. So you are the admin, so you're able to add users and you're able to remove them, yeah. And then again, it's integrated with security options, like I said, with like the two-step verification and security keys. So you assure that people will not be able to access your data or your files if you don't want them to. All right. Okay, so how do we go about now creating again a Workspace account? Yeah, so for now, I know most of us are using the free option. So this is just us using your Google account and accessing these tools. But now, if you are a company setup, you may need, for example, to upgrade to the paid version so that you can have access to all these tools and to more functionalities. Yeah. So if you are looking to set up for a Workspace account, this is what you need. All right. So my moderator is going to share that link on the chat. So you visit our workspace.google.com, and then you sign up, and then you put in your business name, details, that kind of thing, contact, and then again you have to put in your domain, because they're going to create emails for that are using your domain. So they need to have your domain, and then key in your business address, and then you set up your login details, and this is what you'll be using. So if you are the admin, then it means you're going again now to be creating users for all your team. All right. And then this is how I said you do it. So you create your business email. So now you have created an account. So you come here and now you create your business emails. Yeah. So you can have, depending again with the package that you're going to have. So you can have 5, you can have 10, yeah, you can have info art, you can have sales art, you can have marketing art, and then you can even create group emails. So for example, you can say sales at company.com, and then you can put 5 people to have access to that, so that you don't have so many emails. You just have sales at, and maybe that is a group email for 5 people, yeah. And then maybe you can have accounting. So accounting, you can have yourself there, you can have your accountant, and maybe you can have someone else who needs to access that kind of information, yeah. And then of course, if in previously you have been using another email provider, you're able to migrate your data and import files now to Google Workspace, yeah. And the good thing with Google Workspace, it's so user friendly. It's not Can you guys hear me? I'm so sorry about that. We lost power, so I think it took a minute to kick in. That's why I can see your comments coming in. You can't hear me. Yes, I disappeared there for a minute. I apologize for that. But now I should be back online. So just confirm if you can hear me, if you can see me, if you can see my screen. It happens. It happens, guys. I'm sorry about that. All right. Okay. Sound has gone away. Can you hear me? Marion, you're saying you can't hear me? Please confirm if you can now. But I think I should be back online. Okay, now we can. All right. Thank you for confirming, Maina. Again, apologies for that. We lost power. All right. So let's get back to where we were. Hopefully, I won't be going offline again. All right. So I was saying you're able to migrate your data and import your files, for example, from one provider, and you bring it to Google. Yeah. And again, like I mentioned, with Google, you're able to get 24 support. So if you're struggling with something, if maybe you need something sorted out, you're able to get that. All right. So I see Esther is saying you still can't hear me. I hope now you can. I hope you can hear me. All right. Just confirm for me, Esther, on the chat. All right. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Esther. All right. So let's. I'm going to take a minute to pause for any questions that you guys have. So let me see if you have any question. I see Esther was asking if you can transfer files. Yes, you can share if you have access. So if you have access, you're able to move the files. And if you don't, you can ask your email provider, for example, to give you access or to give you logins, and you're able to migrate it to Google Workspace. Yeah. So again, this is something that you can talk with your email provider, or maybe your developer, and they're able to help you in that. But yes, it's possible to migrate your files. All right. Do you have any other question? Okay, you can put them on the chat and then my moderator will be able to answer them. So I want to hear from you guys. So which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost communication? Yeah. So from the ones that we have discussed, which ones can you use to boost communication? So I'm going to again to be looking at your comments on the chat. As we do that, let me look at those tools that I did mention. So I mentioned we have Gmail, we have Google Meet, we have Google Currents, and we have Google Chat. Yeah. So let's look at each tool individually. So with Gmail, you're able again to send files as attachment. You're able to communicate with people. Yeah. So regardless of where they are, regardless of their time zones, regardless of their location, you're able to communicate with them. Yeah. And then another thing that I mentioned is that with with Gmail, you're able, for example, to create groups and mailing lists. Yeah. So an example I would give, if you have, for example, a marketing team, so and you have that email for marketing@company.com, you are able, for example, to create a group email for them. So instead of you sending each one of them an email, you just send to the group email and they all receive. Yeah. And then again, you're able to integrate your calendar into your Gmail so that whenever you set up a meeting or you need to quickly set up a meeting, you don't have to go back to Google Calendar. You're able to do it from Gmail. Yeah. And then again, it's secure and you're able, for example, to be assured that you're not going to be, for example, receiving spam email. So with Google, it does a good job in filtering, for example, your spam email, so you don't even get them. Yeah. So it does a good job in that. All right. And then again, even in terms of composing your emails, you're able to get grammar suggestions, you're able to get a prediction. So it's really working smart. Oh my God. Again, I have to apologize. Today, Kenya Power is doing the thing. So let me see. Can you guys see me? So let me see. So I'm so sorry about that, guys. I hope now you can see me and hear me. So I see your comments. I'm just seeing them now. Again, I was offline. Yes, I am back. I'm back, Marion, and I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. So let me just share my screen one more time. It's one of those days, yeah? If you are Kenyan, then you understand what I mean. All right. Can you see my screen? All right. Mnaniambia niko sawa. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. And thank you for being patient and not leaving the call. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Where was I? So I was discussing on some of the tips that we can use to maximize our communication. Yeah. So I said you're able to stay organized. You're able to create mailing lists. You're able to set up projects or team rooms. All right. So with this, you're able to get your team to stay connected by creating a room in Google Chat or chat in Gmail where people are able to put in their ideas. They're able to put in their comment on a project, for example, you're working on all together. All right. And then, so do we have any questions at this point? I'm even afraid KPLC will do us the thing. So I don't want to lose you guys. So if you have any question, please put it on the chat and my moderator will be able to answer it, okay? So let me hear from you at this juncture. So put it on the chat. Which tools can you use to increase collaboration, yeah? So I want to hear from you, okay? So from the tools that we have discussed, which ones do you feel as a business person you can implement, for example, for your business in terms of uh, enabling collaboration across projects and across teams? Yeah. So with Google Workspace, like I mentioned, you're able to brainstorm on ideas. Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to call up a physical meeting. You can do it over Google Meet. You can put in your comments there. You can share ideas, for example, on Google Chat. So you're able to do that. And then you're able to share working files. So for example, if you need something to be rectified, you're able to share that with the responsible person and they're able to do it at the moment and you're able to see it. Yeah. And then you're able to make suggestions and tag colleagues. So this is where you put in the comments. For example, you want something changed or you want someone to come in and edit something. So you just tag them and then they get a notification. And then again, you're able to track changes while you're at it. So you're able to see who accessed what file and what change did they make. All right. And then the other tool that we need to mention is Jamboard. Yeah. So Jamboard can be used to increase team collaboration. Yeah. So again, you improve on brainstorming and then you share ideas and then you're able to put them on a Jamboard. So it's a board where you put your comments. So and so can come and say, I think we should do this, we should do this. Yeah. And then someone else will say, okay, I think we should do this and we should do this. So if you're having a meeting, rather than maybe putting your ideas on a notebook, you put them on a Jamboard and then you can go back and reflect and see what was discussed. All right. And then Google Drive, I think at this juncture, I would want us to do a bit of practical so that I can show you some of these tools in use. Yeah. So I'm seeing a question from Esther. Again, how do you create group emails? So for you to do this, you need again to be an admin. Yeah. So you need to be the admin of your account. So you just go there and then you just create, for example, marketing at Muigai and Co Advocates. Yeah, using your example, and then from there you have uploaded all the users in your company. So you just go there and then you assign them to that particular group email. So once you assign them, they'll be receiving all emails that are sent to that group email. So instead of sending all these emails to all these different people, you just send it once to a group email and everyone is able to see. Yeah. Okay, and then I see you answering the question each of the tools you can use. So I see someone is saying Gmail and Google Chat. That is Marion. Esther is saying Google Meet, Gmail, and Chat. Yes, yes. You guys are forgetting Google Drive, where you put all your files. Yeah, that is quite important as well. So allow me, guys, to demonstrate something. So I'm just going to take you through how us as a company we use Google Drive. So I'm just going to give you example of, for example, to use the drive, yeah, and some of the functionalities that you can get so that you're able to understand what I mean and you're able to see it, yeah. So allow me to share, to stop sharing this screen and share another one. All right. So I hope you can see my screen. It should be up in a minute. Yeah. All right. So this is our Google Drive as a company, yeah, for example. So with this, all of us, we are able to access files here, regardless of where we are, regardless of time, yeah. So for example, we are a group of 12 digital marketers. So it would be impossible to work on one document that is offline, yeah. But with Google Drive, we are able to come here and we're able to put in all our information here, all the data that we have, yeah. So for example, if I come to, we all have, then you can create even folders. So inside your drive you can create folders. So for example, you can have a folder for Linda, you can have a folder for Benson, you can have a folder for Esther, and then now you as for example, as the director or as the CEO, you're able to access all their folders so that you're able to see what they're doing, you're able to see what they're working on, yeah. And then you're able to put restrictions in terms of who is able to see that particular folder. Yes. I see someone is saying you can't hear me. Can you hear me, guys? Kezia is saying you can't hear me. Please confirm if you can hear me. But I think I should be audible enough. But just confirm. All right. Okay. So for example, in my folder, for example, you see I have a spreadsheet of all the SMEs, for example, that I do manage. Yeah. So for example, if I clicked on this, all right, the internet is doing the thing again. Uh, Okay, all right. I think they should be loading. Yes. So you see, this is all the information that I have about, for example, my SMEs. Yeah. So my manager or my supervisor is able to come here and see what I have done. Yeah. So I can have multiple sheets here. You see, I can have so many sheets, and all this is in the drive. So it means even if I leave the company, this information will be here, as compared to someone leaving and they were using a laptop, and then you have to talk to them, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this, yeah. So this is my folder. So if you come back here, so these are folders that are shared with me. Shared with me means these are folders that I have access to because someone has shared them with me. All right. So you're able to put information here that you need various people to access, and then you're able to give access. So for example, if I wanted, for example, to give access to someone in my folder, yeah. So I would just come here and then I put their email and then I give them access. Yeah. So it could be I'm giving them access, for example, to view or to edit. Yeah. So if you don't want people to be tampering, maybe for example, with a particular file or maybe any information, you're able to restrict viewership. Yeah. So you see, you can come here and give permission. So do you want anyone with the link, or do you want particular person? And then you're able again to come and give them the rights that you want. So do you want them to comment, do you want them to view? So you just put their email here, or maybe you put a group of people, yeah, that kind of thing. So that is Google Drive. All right. So like I said, you're able to store so many files here, depending again with the package that you have in terms of space. Yeah. So we have different packages. So allow me now to stop sharing this. I hope now you're able to appreciate. How you can use Google Drive. Yeah. So there are so many functionalities that I have not gone into detail with. Again, you're able to do that maybe once you have a particular package and you're able to explore all the things that you can do with it. All right. So let me just go back to my presentation. All right. So I see we have a question from Anthony TMX Duka. Kindly, how can one use Google Forms to collect applications that have attachments? All right. So when you're creating a Google form and you want people to attach images, you just put that in the form. All right. And then when now you want to collect the images for each particular person, you send them a different form. So don't send one form. So if you send one form, all the images or all the attachments are going to be mixed up. Yeah. So if you want them to be separate, you send a different form for each person. Yeah. But create the form should have the same format. Yeah. So you can put an option of them attaching images so that you're able to get that. All right. Okay, I see. Do we have any other question? Okay, I don't see any other question. All right. And then again, with the form, you're able to customize it in terms of which questions are required, is a must for people to answer, or which ones are optional. All right. And then I said, if it's information that you're collecting and it's in data form, you're able to put it into Google Form is able to put it in an Excel sheet for you. So it picks all the responses and then it puts them in an Excel sheet so that you're able to access all of them at one place. All right. And then again, I said about making suggestions and tagging colleagues so that you are able to for them to work on something. So for example, on our drive, if you need someone to work on something, you just tag them and they get a notification and they're able to come in and adjust what needs to be adjusted. All right. So as we wind up, because I know time is running out. So again, let me remind you guys about the bootcamp that is from Google. So again, I said it's a 5-day training. Yeah. So you're able to go into details, for example, on topics like how to pitch to investors. Yeah. How to apply for funding. What documents do you need? Yeah. You are able to know how to create a pitch deck. Yeah. So what needs to be in a pitch deck. So all this you're able to learn in a 5-day event, again from Monday to Friday. So you just have to sign up and then you'll be contacted once your business is selected. All right. So my moderator is going to be sharing that link as well. So remember, guys, it's free. So let's take advantage of this initiative by Google to educate Africa, to empower African SMEs with digital skills, because this is one of those platforms, this training. So it's called Google Digital Skills for Africa. So if you are a business person and you have been thinking about getting into the digital space and you don't know where to start, this is one way to do that. Yeah. So you can start with the bootcamp. You can be attending these trainings that we usually have. And alternatively, if you have a free time, please visit this link, Learn Digital with Google. So it has so many courses in digital marketing, in Google Ads, in search engine optimization, in talking to customers. So you just go there, take up a course, you finish, and then you get a certificate. Yeah. So I usually say the first step to improving anything, whether on your personal life or even in your business life, is to making sure that you have the right knowledge and you have the right information. And Google is here to do that and to help you do that. All right. So I'm just going to give my moderator a minute to share this link so that you're able to save it and then you're able to access it in your own free time. All right. So let me just see if we have any comment. I see Benson has answered the question to Anthony. So while preparing the form, you can choose file upload on the question type prompt, which allows you to grant permission for respondents to upload. Yes, so you just prompt them to upload attachment, and then each file will be saved and separately if you send the forms separately. So you have different folders for different people with their attachments and with their responses. Yeah. Marian is saying, thanks, Linda, for the G Drive enlightenment. You're most welcome. All right. let me see. Where Anthony saying, will I be able to download each application with its attachment per user sign up? Yes, it's all possible. It's all possible, Anthony. All right. So I think that brings me to the end of this session. I know we have had a technical hitch, and I am so sorry about that. Again, I apologize. KPLC can do that at times, but I hope that at least from the little minutes or the little time that we had, you're able to get something, and I hope that even from this you'll be in a position to implore more on what you can do with Google Workspace. All right, so our next steps would be that taking up more courses, and of course signing up for the boot camp. Yeah, so if you want to follow us on social media, so you can find us on Facebook, that is Digital Skills for Africa, Twitter, Digital Skills Africa, and Instagram, Digital Skills Africa. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining. Again, my moderator is going to be sharing the attendance form, so please sign it up. You always get certificates when you attend these classes, and I think that applies for you as a business or as a person. All right, so thank you so much for finding time to join and participating, putting in your comments on the chat. I really appreciate. So until next time, bye. Enjoy the rest of your evening.